Hello, my lovely wolf pack, and welcome back to our nightly edition of the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I can't wait to get started. But before we do, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Join the pack today. All right. So, guys, it seems that this last Friday, AOC, or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, caught some flack when she returned to her home district in Queens, New York. At a town hall meeting, she had a fiery debate with one of her own constituents, calling her a war criminal. Now, we do have the video of this particular exchange here, so let's go ahead and take a look. Let me bring that up for you. All right, let's see if I can... Sorry if my finger's in the way. Here we go.
Very hard to defend and know what you're doing about the genocide in Gaza.
That's enough of that. If I can back out of here. Okay, so that's... Oh, boy. That was a cacophony of absurd ridiculousness right there. But I gotta say, you guys, I am so fucking here for this. I'm so fucking here for it. Democrats like AOC, you are reaping what you have sown. Because listen, you fucking assholes decided to get behind a terrorist organization like Hamas and the Free Palestine movement, and now this is what you get. This exact shit is what you get. You reap what you sow, bro. While conservatives are just here, are just left to sit here and watch the train wreck that is now the Democratic Party. Oh, God, I'm here for it. But let's go ahead and take a look at what the news had to say. Let's see here if I can bring this up. From Newsweek, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez heckled at New York City event. A pro-Palestine activist and constituent heckled Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez during an event in Queens, New York on Friday, repeatedly calling her a war criminal over her stance on the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Blah, 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 we don't care. Ocasio-Cortez is often considered one of the more progressive members of the Democratic Party. She has recently been touring the country with Senator Bernie Sanders. Fucking fuck you, Bernie. holding rallies to mobilize and fight the oligarchy and oppose President Donald Trump. So, real quick, before I read on, I just want to say I love her and Bernie's fight the oligarchy tour, because while they're fighting the oligarchy, they fly around the United States in a private jet. So just saying, just saying, bro. It's not, you're not doing too well fighting the oligarchy. And to people like Bernie Sanders, first of all, this guy is a millionaire and he's never had a real job ever. So just pointing out for you guys, if you're falling for the Ocasio-Cortez Bernie Sanders ticket for 2028, don't do it, bro. They're fucking hypocrites. They're hypocrites. They're bullshitting you, they're tricking you, they're bamboozling you. Don't be bamboozled. Don't let anybody bamboozle you. Even me. Don't take what I got to say for it, man. Don't take what I got to say. Go check out the shit for yourself, dude. And all I'm saying is that they're hypocrites. They fly around on their private jet. They're millionaires, and they're trying to sell to you, these millionaires are trying to sell to you that they're fighting the oligarchy, that they're eating the rich. They are the rich, guys. let's just put that whole shit to bed right there. Anyway, I digress. I'll read on. The ongoing war in Gaza, which has resumed after a temporary ceasefire, remains a flashpoint in U.S. politics. Trump has voiced his strong support for Israel, floated the idea of taking over the Gaza Strip, and has condemned pro-Palestinian protests on school campuses. He has also supported the arrests of some protesters, such as Mahmoud Khalil. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Democrat has accused Israel of carrying out a genocide, claims the country has dismissed, but hasn't consistently used this characterization. In the early months of the war, she called for conditioning aid to Israel as a responsible course of action to ensure that public resources do not facilitate gross violations of human rights and international law. She has also called out a pro-Palestinian protest in New York City as unacceptable and harmful for alleged expressions of anti-Semitism. Pro-Palestinian activists have confronted Ocasio-Cortez before, saying she's not doing enough for the Palestinian cause. Many progressive voters in the 2024 presidential election were frustrated with then President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris over the issue, pushing that the U.S. did not do enough to halt Israel's military campaigns and provide humanitarian aid to Gazans. Oh, good Lord. At a Friday town hall meeting, I cannot talk today. At a Friday town hall meeting, a constituent identified as Jennifer Kings stood up as Ocasio-Cortez was speaking and shouted, "I am a healthcare worker and I want to know what you're doing about the genocide in Gaza." Jesus Christ. Like, first of all, like it's our fucking responsibility. Second of all, I personally don't fucking care. Why are we not more worried about what's going on here, not in some place that nobody ever heard of until October 7th? Just saying, I didn't hear you guys screaming anything about anything before October 7th, when suddenly it was a problem to be mad at terrorists, I guess. I guess being mad at terrorists for killing people is now not acceptable on the left. But anyway, she continued by calling the representative a war criminal. Kings has shared videos and images from the town hall on her social media account. Her account features several other pro-Palestinian posts and videos and recent Instagram stories calling out Representative Ocasio-Cortez. Newsweek has reached out to Kings on Instagram for comment and confirmation via email on Saturday. We don't care. At least with the Republican Party, we know what we are dealing with. You're a snake. She can be heard saying in another video, she was escorted out of the town hall, but not before she told the congresswoman to stop the genocide, do something, and repeatedly stating, shame on you. Following her removal, Ocasio-Cortez said, I more than welcome people who disagree are super pissed off at me for any issue to come. But we have some ground rules here. Please wait for the Q&A because we don't want to deprive all of our neighbors of the ability to have information and hear them respond to it. Blah blah blah. Kings posted on Instagram on an Instagram story of the town hall with the words, "Do you notice how Gaza isn't even on the agenda? Shame on these fascists." So now Ocasio-Cortez, now AOC is a fascist. Okay. Ugh. Good Lord. I don't know what to say to these people. Like, anybody who doesn't agree with me is a fascist. Anybody who doesn't agree with every single solitary thing that we on the left are espousing apparently is a fascist. I guess we're all fascist. Everybody's fascist. We're just all fascists. I don't think these people, when they use the word fascism or fascist, I don't think they actually know what the fucking word means. One of these days I'll have to bring up the actual definition so we can go ahead and tell these lunatics what the actual word means. But I digress. So that's enough of that story there for now. Because I really just wanted to highlight the fact that the Democrat Party and seeing AOC heckled is really only part of the story, because I really wanted to highlight the fact that the Democrat Party is in absolute chaos. They have no idea what's going on. Their base is completely losing their fucking minds. They don't know what they believe in. They don't know what to think. And this is why we should be, because I notice it's a lot of young people. And we need to be teaching these young people how to think, not what to think. But that's just my opinion. But let's take a look at this article kind of highlighting this from The Hill, the top 10 Democratic contenders for 2028. And I think that this article really like let's just look here, because some of the people they got picked, I'm just like, oh my god. Let's scroll down here. I'm not gonna read all their bullshit. I'm just gonna get straight to who they think. If I can get rid of all these pop-ups. I hate pop-ups. Every time I read news articles, all I get is fucking pop-ups. The whole goddamn time. Anyway, of course we got here, and it's funny because we started with the story of AOC getting heckled, but the first one we got here is Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Ocasio-Cortez is simply the most exciting figure in Democrat politics. Is she? Says who? Says you? Let's see, I'm having some computer issues, so be patient. Just trying to scroll down. Okay. Yes, she has a legion of detractors, but she also has charisma, authenticity, and the ability to draw huge crowds to see her speak. The Fighting the Oligarchy tour with Sanders has felt like a passing of the torch. The 35-year-old AOC, as she is almost universally known, seems the obvious inheritor of Sanders' mantle as the de facto leader of the left. Since when, dude? Since when? When? When was this bitch ever the leader? When was he ever the leader of the... God damn it. Oh, these people. We'll skip all that bullshit. I don't really care. I don't really care. Okay, at number 2, we got Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Um, Josh Shapiro has been in the news for rather grim reasons over the past week. Well, that was actually a couple of weeks ago. This article is kind of a couple weeks old. But let's see here. After an arsonist struck the governor's mansion in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I did a video on that. If you want to hear more on that report, go ahead and check it out. The suspect, man, blah blah blah. Yeah, we all know about that. I already did a video on that. We're not here to talk about that. In any event, Shapiro is also among the most likely people to emerge as a real center-left challenger to progressives such as Ocasio-Cortez. His boosters note his history of high approval ratings in his home state, his tendency to avoid a focus on divisive issues, and his abilities as an orator. What? His tendency to avoid and focus on divisive issues and his abilities as an orator through his speaking style sometimes elicits wry questions as to whether he is impersonating former President Obama. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and count him out, because as you've seen there in the video with Ocasio-Cortez, he is Mr. Shapiro is a Jew, so they don't like them. They don't like. It's now okay to be anti-Semitic over on the left side. Apparently, I guess we hate Jews now on the left. So he's out for sure. So let's go down to number 3. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Yeah, she's been recently seen like palling around with Trump, even giving him a hug when he came to visit her state the other weekend. So she might be out now because of that, but we'll read. Every picture tells a story, and the recent shot of Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer in the Oval Office putting a binder over her face to prevent photographs tells a bad one for the Michigan governor, yeah? In fairness to Whitmer, there have been suggestions that she was basically set up by Trump aides on that occasion. Yeah, okay, whatever. Set up for what? A picture? Yep, you were set up to take a picture in the White House. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys go see that picture, it's fucking stupid. She's just like, oh, don't look at me. No. Yeah, it's stupid. So I don't know how they figure her, especially since she's kind of on the rocks, since she's was seen treating Trump nice. like even being nice to the sitting president of the United States is considered taboo. Like no on the left. That's a big no, so I can't see her how they figure her. Here's one that I think maybe might be a contender. Number 4, California Governor Gavin Newsom. Timing is everything, and the political calendar falls nicely for California Governor Gavin Newsom. He will be term limited out of office after the 2026 elections, the midterms, just as the primary campaign looms. The governor of the nation's most populous state is an effective speaker and TV performer. I wouldn't exactly say that. He is tangled with Trump, but he's also tried more recently to reach out beyond the traditional Democrat base. Yeah, and I think that's why he might be out, because anybody that tries to moderate or go more towards the middle is going to be attacked or heckled. And plus, I wouldn't fall for Gavin Newsom's nice guy routine. Like, let's not forget about the recent fires in California and how him and his administration completely botched that shit. Completely botched it. And there's a bunch of people down there without homes. They're having issues with the insurance companies and all that, and he's not doing anything about it. What did he do? What did he do? Like almost immediately after these fires, what did Gavin Newsom do to help people. He started a podcast. So yeah, his whole trying to reach across the aisle bullshit is, I think it's just for fucking show. He's probably one of the he's probably the most progressive person in the Democratic Party. He just like he's really good. He is really good at speaking and appearing more moderate, but let's not fall for any of that. We got the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore. I don't even know who that is. We'll skip you. I'm kind of running low on time here. Former Vice President Kamala Harris, of course, they had to put Harris on there as number 6, though. She's down all the way down to number 6. So, I feel like we all know enough about her that we don't have to read about her either. Um, yeah, nobody cares. She's going on The View here in a couple of weeks with Biden. Yeah, that fucking panel of cackling hyenas. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Yeah, that big fat motherfucker. Now, he, I will say, is super, super far left. So I don't see him getting anywhere either because he absolutely refuses to moderate. So, but yeah, he's definitely had plenty of verbal fights with Trump. Yeah, let's just keep reading down. Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Oh God, no, not Pete Buttigieg. How is he even on this list? He had an impressive early showing during the 2020 Democratic primaries, especially in Iowa and New Hampshire. Yeah, we don't care. Buttigieg has many fans among the party's younger, more affluent supporters since fucking when? Okay, well, California, the former Chicago mayor Raheem Emanuel. I heard that he wasn't that popular, so I don't know. No, he's the U.S. ambassador to Japan. Yeah. No, or he was. Okay, so he was a Chicago mayor and a U.S. ambassador to Japan. That's a pretty big jump. And then lastly here, we got media commentator Stephen A. Smith. Oh man, I don't know about that, guys. I like him a little bit, but I will say that he's definitely gone for way further to the middle now recently because I will say at least he might be one of the Democrats that have seen the light, so to speak. But yeah, those are the people that the Democrats have for you guys. So the 2028 Democrat primaries will be interesting to say the least, because if that's your top 10 contenders, dude, like 3 of those people I don't even know who the fuck they are. You got that Sharif Tandar guy that we talked about on our last group episode. Like it just seems like a lot of people, to me anyway. I guess Tim Pool said it best that they're just a bunch of crabs in a bucket. Like one crab tries to rise to the top and the others just like pull him down. That's what it seems like to me. Like honestly, I don't see any of these people being able to beat like JD Vance or anybody else that could possibly be in on the Republican side. Like all these people are fucking morons, man. And we seen it with the AOC getting heckled at her in her own district, mind you. I forgot that was her own district. That's the district that she uh right now represents, and they're heckling her over there. So I don't know, man. If AOC is the best you guys got, the Democrat Party is in trouble. But I'm all here for it, man. I think the Republican fucking Democrats have been in the seat of power for most of my life. So I'm just saying, I think it's time for the Republicans to be sitting in there for at least a decade. It'd be nice to have at least a decade of conservative leadership in the White House. But We'll see. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. We will leave it there. Make sure you follow us on X and Facebook. And you can find us on Rumble if you prefer that over YouTube. But make sure that you do subscribe to us here on YouTube, and make sure you're hitting that notification bell so that you can get informed on our when we upload a new video. But we will see you guys tomorrow for our morning segment. Until then, see you all later. Peace.